The Solitaire Series, Episode 14, The Seven of Diamonds, by Troy Lampert. Narrated by Troy Lampert. Copyright 2020, audio copyright 2025. Who am I? I think I'm asking the questions here. Who the hell are you? The walls of the room were pure white, and nothing set any one of them apart from the other besides a door, steel gray, windowless, and dull. He could faintly smell bleach, or at least chlorine, but he couldn't tell if it came from the hissing, purified air that he both felt and heard, even though he couldn't see a vent anywhere, or it was from a recent residual cleaning. The two men standing in front of him wore matching suits. Their shirts matched the white of the walls. They wore black ties, pants, and suit coats, but not cheap ones. That ruled out the local cops or the FBI. The chair under him felt like it was steel. It was hard and cold, at least, and handcuffs held him to it. His feet were also shackled. "I'll ask again," the larger of the two said. "You tell me first." A fist slammed into the side of his head before he even saw it coming, but the smaller of the two took a step back after it happened, so he must have been the one to deliver it. He could punch, but he'd have to do better than that. "Whew, that was a good one. I think I saw stars. No, wait, I did." The fist struck again. This time he tasted blood. He shook his head, slower this time, and the motion itself set off waves of pain. "I did see stars that time." He tried to lift his hands, but the chain of the handcuffs didn't let him get them far. He didn't care. "You're the Rock," he said, indicating the big one with the chin. "The wrestler that became a movie star? And you're the other guy, Jason something or other. You did a Fast and Furious thing, didn't you?" This time, the larger of the two men moved, and he felt his lips split and his nose break at nearly the same time. He spat blood and tried to laugh, but fuck, his head hurt. "Why do they always think you look like the Rock?" the smaller man asked the larger one. "Because no way is your skinny ass as muscular as mine." "I can probably kick your ass, though." "Don't threaten me with a good time." They both laughed at each other and then turned to look back at him, their faces returning to impossible to scrutinize blankness. "Where were we?" the thinner of the pair asked. "Who are you?" the larger one asked. "My name is Yu." "You look pretty white to be named Yu," the smaller man answered. "It's fuck you," the man in the chair said. "I ain't telling you my name." The larger man shrugged and punched him again. This time the world went black for a moment before it came back into focus. Slowly, the room seemed to flicker for a moment, then twist, then straighten. "Jesus, that hurt." "Enough for you to tell us your name?" The man in the chair shook his head. "Nope. Look, nothing you can do to me will make me tell you shit. If you're going to kill me, do it now. I guarantee if you do, you will live to regret it, but not for long." "How much pain can you endure?" "Quite a bit, actually. I'm pretty sure if I start by telling you my name, you'll want to know more." "What do you have to hide?" "Not a thing. What do you have to gain from knowing my name?" "What if I told you we already know it?" "I would doubt your word." A kick came next, to the gut, and the man in the chair expelled every bit of air in his lungs. He gasped, blood from a previous punch flew from his mouth, and finally the room had some color. Red polka dots from his own blood, but it counted. His vision doubled, and his eyes decided to behave. He mentally checked off a list. Head trauma? Check. Lack of oxygen? Check. A concussion seemed likely, even if he made it out of this alive. That was a big if. That, some dental work, and some time to heal the internal bruising, and he'd be back to normal. Fuckers, he wouldn't tell them a goddamn thing. The larger man grinned at him. Had his hands been mobile, he would have flipped him off. Then it happened, just like he knew it would. The door clicked open, and someone walked in. His jaw dropped. The woman in front of him was gorgeous. Her features were exquisite. Hazel eyes set in a pale complexion, straight dark hair that descended just below her shoulders. She was slim, or at least the outfit she wore made her look that way. An immaculately tailored business suit, complete with a pencil skirt that stopped just above her knees, complemented her modest figure. A dark jacket open over a light blue blouse, modest but alluring, completed the look. She smirked. "You guys getting anywhere?" she asked. "We were about to," the slimmer of the two men said. "I bet you were. Get out." Her voice was glass, delicate and clear, but firm. She glanced around the room. "Get me a fucking chair," she said quietly. The command moved the two men, and they practically fought to get out of the door and comply. She watched them go, and then turned back to him. "Head hurt?" she said. He couldn't bring himself to be rude to her. "It does," he answered. "Sorry about that. Those two are, well, less than subtle in their approach." Just then one of them, the bigger one, appeared carrying a chair and wearing a grin. "Thanks," she said. "You can go now." He smiled and nodded, then turned and left without a word. She dragged the chair close to the one he was shackled to and sat down. The heel of her left shoe was in the center of a small pool of blood, his blood, but she either didn't notice or ignored it. She crossed her right leg over her left and leaned forward, elbow on her knee. "I'm Nancy," she said. "And you are?" "I told your men. I'm Mr. U." He was unable to finish the expression he'd shared with them. Her eyes stopped him. "We both know that isn't true. Would you like me to explain?" "It'd be nice if someone did. Who are you?" "I told you. Nancy." "Okay, Nancy. So who do you work for?" "You first." She sat back, and he had to admit the action, while totally normal and innocuous, was also oddly sexy. "Why don't you tell me who I am?" "Okay," she said, and shrugged. She slid a large phone or a small tablet, he couldn't tell which, out of her pocket and looked at the screen. She started reading. "Your name was Carter Burdock. You changed it to Carl Broderick after a short stint in a prison in Oklahoma. You were in for battery and theft, but nothing too serious. Paroled due to prison overcrowding, not really good behavior on your part, but not bad. Your battery charge was a reduced one, part of a plea deal on an attempted murder of a man named Jeremiah over a card game. The prosecutor's name was Leah Thomas. Once you left Oklahoma, you moved first to New Jersey, then Florida, then L.A. You haven't been legitimately employed or paid taxes ever," added Mr. Broderick. "Now, you are in Las Vegas." "Nice bio. Do you have any more details? A few of those years are pretty fuzzy for me. The drinking, you know," he said. "It won't do for you to be smart with me," she said, that glass voice, this time sharp, like a fresh shard from a broken mirror laced with bad luck. He felt it. The words she said were true. "Now, do you want to tell me who you work for, or should I tell you, Carl?" She leaned forward again, and this time he felt that not answering might be deadly and more painful than anything the two brutes could have done to him. "If you already know, why do you need me to tell you?" he said quietly. It was a last-ditch effort at defiance. "Because if we are going to be friends, we need to start that friendship based on honesty. And you do want to be friends, right?" He simply nodded. The implication was that anything other than friends would bring a less than desirable outcome. "Okay, so talk." "I work for an organization called Solitaire. The thing is, I don't really know everything they do. They own casinos, loan money to certain gamblers, and work to protect those interests. There is something else, something deeper, but I have no idea what it is." "That's good, Carl. You almost told the whole truth." "Almost?" "Yep. You were given something recently." "Given something?" "They probably even told you to protect it and keep it safe. But it may have seemed almost casual. Does that sound familiar?" Sorta. It gave me a new playing card, a 7 of diamonds." "A new one?" "Yeah. See, everyone gets a card when you become an employee. We compare sometimes to see what they mean, and there seems to be a ranking system, but none of us understand how it works. The cards give you access." He stopped talking. "Access to what, Carl?" "To places, things. I think I've already said too much." Do you want to be friends, Carl? They'll kill me. They've done it to others. She shrugged. I doubt it in your case. Unless, of course, someone learned that you were here and that you talked to someone like me. Who are you? I'm Nancy. Are we going to be friends? He asked, because so far this all seems kind of one-sided. You're almost there, Carl. So close. Close to what? What does the card give you access to, Carl? The places you need to go to do the things you're asked to do. They work like magnetic keys to unlock doors. Good, Carl, good. The new card? The new card doesn't seem to work that way. I asked them about it, and they told me just to hang on to it. I'd be told when it was time to use it. I see. You do? Yes. I can't give you the card. If I lose it, they threatened me. I bet they are always threatening you. They are? Is that what friends do, Carl? No. Friends talk, like we are. They share. But you're not. Carl, I'm Nancy, your friend Nancy. That, for now, is what you need to know. You'll know more, Carl, later. But friendships are based on trust. You understand that, right? Yes. You're good at what you do, right, Carl? I am. Good. Here's what I want from you. Are you ready? Carl looked at her. He didn't honestly think he would ever be ready to do whatever she wanted him to do. He also didn't think he had a choice, so he nodded. I want you to go home, Carl. Get back to work. What? Our doc will help you get cleaned up. Here's his number. She slipped a business card into his pocket. Call him as soon as you leave here. Don't let anyone see you all fucked up like that. Another clear, sharp chuckle followed. Carl thought of himself as a cold man. Hard. This thin, beautiful slip of a woman was harder, sharper, and colder. I will be in touch. Remember, we're friends. You want to keep things that way. He nodded. As to who we are, she said, think of Solitaire, your employer, like a tiny but vicious piranha. Dangerous, but small. We're like a great white shark. They might eat a tiny bit of your flesh, hurt you even. We'll swallow you whole and turn you into fish shit. You understand? The harsh, evil words coming from such a delicate person made him an instant believer. Now get out, she said. We'll be in touch. She left the room and left the door open. The large goon came in, unlocked the cuffs and shackles without a word. He left, and the door still stood open. Carl didn't see any other option, so he walked out. A sign with an arrow pointed to an exit, and he followed it through white halls that matched the room until he got to a huge steel gray door with a lit exit sign over it. As he pushed the bar, he heard Nancy's voice from overhead. Call the doctor. Don't forget. A moment later, he found himself in the sunlight outside some kind of warehouse. He looked back only once, searched his pockets and found his phone, and dialed the number on the card she'd slipped into his pocket. He found himself pretty grateful just to be alive. Thanks for listening to The Seven of Diamonds by Troy Lambert. Narrated by Troy Lambert. Stay tuned for the next in the Solitaire series, The Jack of Clubs.